The House and I. Irina had worked contracts in every corner of the country. Big cities, mountain towns, desert outposts. But this rural patch of Oregon, was different. The air smelled like wet pine and old earth. The hospital where she was contracted was small, just 12 beds, and tucked between silent, brooding hills. The town had one grocery store, maybe 2 or 3 stoplights. Only one gas station and a diner that looked like it hadn't changed since 1963. But the strangest part was the housing. There wasn't any. Not a single apartment, room, or extended stay motel within an hour's radius. She had checked every site, asked on every forum. Nothing. The locals offered polite smiles and, "Oh, there's not much around here these days." Irina was used to roughing it. She figured she'd sleep in her truck, at least for a few days. She posted on a community board and left her number just in case. That night, as she sat in the cab of her truck parked at the edge of a trailhead, a text pinged her phone. "Hi, Irina. Saw your post. I'm a nurse too. Worked travel for years. I've got a spare room. My house is 30 minutes from the hospital. Come stay a week. No charge. The house and I, we love having company." The wording was odd, but the message seemed warm. Irina replied, asking what the rent would be. "Oh, no worries," the woman answered. "You stay. See how it feels. The house and I just get so lonely. We'd be thrilled to have you." The house and I. Irina drove out the next morning. The road twisted through fog and forest. The woman's home was nestled in a clearing surrounded by towering firs. It was charming, in an old-fashioned way. A 2-story Victorian with chipped white paint and sagging porches. Moss crawled up its baseboards. A wind chime of old spoons clinked against the breeze. The nurse's name was Marla. Middle-aged, kind eyes, and a calm voice. She wore soft scrubs and spoke like someone who had seen her fair share of night shifts and bad endings. Marla showed Irina to her room, an upstairs space with a wrought iron bed, lace curtains, and antique furniture that hadn't moved in decades. The first few nights were uneventful, but Irina started to notice things. The house creaked constantly, even when no one was moving. The radio in the kitchen turned on by itself, always to a static-filled channel playing old 1940s wartime songs. And every night, around 2:17 a.m., the hallway outside her bedroom door would echo with footsteps. Slow, heavy, pacing. She assumed it was Marla, until she mentioned it casually one morning over coffee. "Oh no," Marla smiled faintly. "I'm a deep sleeper. Must be the house. She does that when she's curious." Irina laughed awkwardly. But the next night she locked her door. The pacing returned. Then the knob jiggled. The whisper came next. A hoarse rasp, just beyond the wood. "You're warm. You're alive." Irina sat up in bed, heart thudding. The door remained shut, but someone, scraped a fingernail down its surface. Long, slow. She burst out of her room at dawn and confronted Marla. "I heard something last night," Irina said. "Someone tried to come in." Marla looked thoughtful, not surprised. "She does get excited when new energy is around. I told her to be gentle." Maybe she just wanted to say hello. Irina stared at her. "She?" Marla took a sip of tea. "The house," she said. "She's been here long before me. I'm just a guest too, but she's kind. Once she knows you." That night, Irina packed her things. But when she went downstairs, the front door was gone. In its place was a wall, seamless, as if it had never existed. Her phone had no signal. The windows wouldn't open. Marla was nowhere to be found. And on her bedroom mirror, written in condensation, were the words, "Stay. We're so happy you're here." Part 2. Company. Irina pressed her palms flat against the wall where the front door had once been. It was solid wood now. No seam, no hinges, no handle. Just smooth, painted paneling. Her breath caught in her throat. She ran to the kitchen. Windows were jammed tight. The back door was bricked over, not boarded, bricked, as if it had never been anything else. Her phone buzzed. One new message. From Marla. Don't panic. She panics too when you do. Just stay calm. She'll settle. Let her know you're not leaving. Irina turned the phone off. Her footsteps echoed strangely now, as though the house had grown deeper, hollower. The antique grandfather clock ticked once, then again, slower than it had the night before. She returned to her room and shoved her suitcase against the door, but sleep would not come. Around 2:17 a.m., the whispers returned. This time, they were inside the room. You smell like fresh rain. I haven't had a nurse in so long. I remember blood, screaming. They never forgave me for it. Irina turned on every light. They all fizzled out within minutes. She fled to the upstairs hallway. The walls had changed. Portraits that weren't there before now lined the corridor, oil paintings of nurses, travelers by the look of their clothing. Their eyes had been scratched out. One frame held something worse, a mirror, and in it, Irina's own reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. Part 3. Marla's Secret. By morning, if it even was morning, Marla appeared again, calm and unbothered. She was standing by the stove, flipping pancakes. You've upset her, Marla said softly. She's just trying to hold on, Irina snapped. Who is she? What is this place? Marla sighed. Her name was Clara. She built this house in 1897 with her bare hands. She was a midwife, then a nurse. Helped hundreds of people, but the town turned on her. Blamed her for a diphtheria outbreak. Said she was cursed. She poisoned them, didn't she? Irina asked. Marla shook her head. No, but she let the sick in. She didn't lock her doors, and when the town quarantined itself, they burned her house down. She died with her patients inside. Irina took a step back. This house burned? Marla met her eyes. It rebuilt itself. Part 4. The Exchange. Irina ran again, into the parlor, through rooms that should have been familiar but had rearranged themselves. Bookshelves blocked stairwells. Furniture had vanished. Voices rose from the floors. She saw a door. Not one she'd seen before. It was bleeding. She opened it. Behind it stood Clara, a woman made of ashen bone, with hollow sockets and long stained hands. But her uniform was unmistakable, a nurse's apron scorched and smoking. You're like me, she rasped. You care, you stay, you belong to me now. Irina backed away, but Clara extended her hand, and behind her, Irina saw them. The other nurses, pale, flickering shapes trapped in the walls, watching, reaching, and she understood. Clara had made a deal. A house for a soul. Every traveler who stayed too long became part of the structure. The whispering floors, the shifting walls, the bleeding doors. Marla wasn't Clara's prisoner. She was her assistant, her recruiter. Irina stared at Clara's outstretched hand. She didn't take it. Instead, she ran. Through the bleeding door, back into the hallway. But everything had shifted again. The house now pulsed like a living thing, breathing through the walls. Lights flickered with a rhythm that mimicked a heartbeat. Irina felt the air grow hot behind her, like breath on her neck. The other nurses, the trapped ones, began whispering not in fear, but encouragement. You can end it. She's tired. You're not like the others. In the attic, Irina found it. A burned wooden cradle, half melted into the floor. Inside it, a tattered nursing cap embroidered with the name Clara M. As she reached for it, the house shuddered violently. Screams, not from Irina, but from Clara. The walls began to crumble, the wallpaper peeling away in great, moaning sighs. A mirror shattered nearby, and Irina glimpsed herself. But she wasn't there. Not exactly. In the reflection, she was still standing in the room, but behind her was Clara, looking peaceful, smiling. Then Irina blinked, and everything stopped. The house was quiet, still. She walked downstairs. The front door had returned. It was open. Outside, the morning light spilled across the porch. Birds sang. Irina turned back once, expecting to see the house twisted and broken, but it looked fine. Older, but fine. She drove away. 3 weeks later, a new travel nurse arrived. She posted online, asking about housing. Got a reply within minutes. "Hi there, I'm Irina. I used to travel too. Got a lovely old house just outside of town. You can stay as long as you like, no charge. The house and I, we love having company.